Hello everyone and welcome back to the playoffs. This is the 2023 Discraft Great Lakes Open presented by Grip 6. And we're here, back nine coming, front nine, or first round I should say, BigBarri commentary. And we have a couple of good scores going on right now. We got 4 players tied at 5 under, which in these conditions, the muddy course, first round of the playoff event is an incredible start.
Our card, not 5 under, but all under, which is also very good on this course. Anything under par, you're not going to be pumped about.
Oh, Kevin's actually at 6 under. I actually didn't give him enough credit.
Yeah.
He's at 6. 3 other players are at 5. Only a few 4s and then a ton of player at 3 under. That's a good start because the back nine is you're going to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we're just going to see bogeys. I would imagine we're going to see bogeys from our card. We're going to see bogeys all over the course. There's a ton of pars too. It sets up for a lot of very challenging birdies. Any birdie that you see from here on out is going to be very well earned. Play here is just big anhyzer that just continues and continues straight. That is a nice shot for Isaac. The farther you go though, the more access you have to that next shot, which is a very low ceiling.
I mean, I love those though.
Both
They're gonna have a little laser beam up the hill into the hillside.
Hard to call it little, but I know what you mean. It's
well for them. I feel like it's gonna be pretty little.
Look at Ricky just crushing distance, getting into the gap.
Interesting to see where that actually is.
Yeah, that might be too far left, even though it's technically on the edge of the fairway.
Ooh, this is early, big time on the turn.
That's ugly. Yeah.
It is. He'll be able to scramble into position to have a shot, maybe to get up the hill. But look at it. The problem is here is it's so moist that if he gets past these trees, he's going to park it.
That is a problem.
So
even a little bit of recoil
the
there
field.
at the end. Yeah, that is a problem for the field. That shot was too easily executed. Such perfection. And not only you climbing.
Here, let's see if my theory is correct here. Not really.
That worked out really well.
Huge, massive skip. No. I saw somebody just kind of dig in there and not to get the skip.
Okay.
So
you were prepared for it.
Yeah, I thought it was just everybody got wrecked, but not lead cards.
No. Isaac just kind of doing the best he can from there. Not the greatest position, but look at Ricky's
Gannon,
drive. So I'm sorry if I said the wrong name. Ricky just basically broke the hole down in one shot. And if there's a hole that you cannot break a hole down in one shot, it's hole 10. And Ricky just did essentially.
Yeah, mid-range in.
He had a hyzer approach.
Oh.
Gannon struggles on 10 continue.
I was kind of right.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you though?
Yeah.
In some ways you were, in some ways you weren't though. Isaac just the big birdie.
Would he rather be there than 8 feet? I don't know. I don't know because he made that in the very middle, and that's beautiful.
I don't think that's a putt that you can really emulate. I don't think that's like one you can. It's like Matty O in a way. It's like that's just a unique style. Just appreciate it while it's here, because it's just effortless. There's a lot of players who played this hole a lot better that took the same score as Gannon, just scrambled his way through. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But to see 3 birdies, 2 park jobs on 10, that's just not something you see. This hole is incredibly difficult. I don't even buy for a moment the 650 because it just is uphill. It's uphill over 70 feet, I'd imagine, over the course from tee to the basket, maybe even 80 or 90 feet. It's just climbing the whole way.
Yeah.
It plays every bit as far as a 900 to 1,000 foot hole.
Way up there.
And now it is raining, and there actually has been another weather delay. So we are going to join back up with the card like it never happened, of course. Hole 11 is a par 3, 512 feet. You do see the B placement beneath the drone as we flew over the fairway there. We will be playing that in rounds 2 and 3.
Hyzer mid-range. He might try to fit this on Annie. No, pretty flat. And this is looking perfect.
That's unbelievable.
Needs some maybe not.
It just
Annie
kept
as
turning. It
much.
needs to stay.
Yeah.
Needs to kind of like turn back towards the basket at the end.
Yeah, you need something that like goes at the tree and then breaks. Not this first one. This one's too much.
Just a little bit over-paced. I mean, everything about that is good off the tee. It's just he needs that eagle to be about one season newer.
Too much.
And a good redirect down the middle of the fairway. It's going to be out there in C3, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Gannon, that is early. He's kind of been off the mark. Going back to hole 9. Very late release shank, late release on 10, and now a late release on 11, all 3 in a row.
This looks caught up.
This is where the bogeys come in on hole 11.
Not for him.
Maybe not for him.
Oh, maybe for him.
Yeah, edge of circle where he's 43%. It's kind of a toss-up whether he's going to make that or not. Just kidding. No, but it is. Of course it is.
Yeah. No, he's feeling a little nervy from that spot. Especially the last couple holes, kind of scrambling around. Sure.
That is what you're seeing is how 90% of the hole is, or 90% of the field is plays hole 10 or 11. Gosh, I did well there. Right there, all 3 of those. Just somehow get to 80 feet, try to make a nice 80-footer. Don't, and then take a par. I mean, that is just what you're going to see on 68% par on this hole. Surprisingly, we had 12% birdie. That's 9 players. This is a birdie that
it's a bonus.
You are loving life. Yeah, I'm surprised that there was 9. I think last year, round 1, we saw somewhere in the like 2 to 3 range or something, a lot less than 9 players.
It was windy, very windy that day too.
Okay, yeah.
This weekend is shaping up to be very nice as far as weather goes, with not a lot of wind. So,
and then once the rain passed through on round 1, it's actually looking pretty clear for the last 3 days.
Lucky them.
Yeah.
The rain's gone now, and look at this is literally what it looks like out there.
12 is very difficult when they added the longer tee pad, make this hole so difficult. 344 feet.
I think I haven't gotten a bird since they moved it back there. I'm pretty sure.
It's going to look routine for players like Isaac who can just throw a hyzer flip so perfectly. I think he's pushed it too far, yes.
Yeah.
It's just in his normal 55-foot uphill putt range.
He's had those, hasn't he?
He's made quite a few this round.
Yeah, my best drive in like however long this has been a hole was yesterday. I put it like 40, and I was like, wow, and it still looks so far up the hill. And the reason I say that is because that's the best drive I've had in years. Yeah. And these guys make it look just absolutely routine, which it should be. It should be for them.
It doesn't look like it's a shaped shot because Calvin just threw a hyzer, but they're shaping a hyzer flip because as you're going uphill, to get the disc to just continue to hyzer, you actually need to throw a flippier driver so that it continues to stay on hyzer. Otherwise, it'll just go straight left.
Yeah, it's got to
be standing up the whole way.
Oh, this looks great. Oh, well.
Challenging that inside, that's the way to get under the basket. You want to kind of go at that left side, standing up to move to the right side. Isaac just right side there. The height was perfect. Gannon a bit low. Avoids the unlucky roll.
Yeah. Left to right. Made her drop a little too soon, I think. Ricky for bird doinkers. Isaac's the
last man standing.
Well, easy to do when you keep throwing it to 55. That's a good birdie. Ricky's going to want that one back. That's one.
Hey, it's a great drive.
Yeah, a couple steps inside the circle. You don't see him miss a lot of those.
Still, even though it's not birdied that often, 16 players, 22% of the field. So, I mean, somewhat often, I suppose. It is one of the easier holes in the course at a 2.85 average. And I mean, and that's saying a lot about this course because you're talking about how you've been playing this hole for years, never taken a single birdie on it. And this is one of the easier holes to get. Just kind of perfectly exemplifying how many difficult long distance birdies this course requires.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
On to 13, 526 foot blind downhill par 3. Got to miss so many things.
Yeah.
So
Gotta miss the old way of golf on this hole.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, this is a complete departure from the old school. But it's a fun hole. It's a challenging hole that we saw Calvin park last year with a very interesting little forehand reaction off the hillside.
This has got to get lucky through there.
Yeah,
and he does a little bit.
That's a great shot. I mean, there is not a single person in this field that wouldn't take that drive right there.
Right now, yeah. Every round, we'll take it.
Very rarely ever see anyone inside C1.
I like this. It's losing height, but I think that was the right shape.
That is extraordinary control. Unbelievable touch. The man knows his discs so well. Ricky, this
too
is
wide.
Yeah, just a little bit too much pace flipping up towards that backside there. Very common place to land. Also, early right side is another thing you see people trying to get a little bit cute with those tree limbs on the inside.
This will be
That tree in the middle.
Right
That tree in the middle catches
tree.
so many good drives.
But even if he misses that, he was going to be early right, I think. What is this? Oh, yeah. It looked like he was coming up with a new little throw, but then he just went.
It's trying to make it. And it is green light go from up there because you do have a little bit of an embankment behind the basket. Ricky just trying to find the biggest gap. Oh,
Wow.
And we've seen him make some huge putts in this hole in the past, if you recall, a couple of years ago, in a little back to the basket, 100-footer.
That's not going to work.
And see if Isaac can make the...
50 feet on every hole.
Yeah, it's been a pretty common place for him. That is right side, so he is unable to join the two players in the field. Two players in the field got the birdie.
Who we got?
Me for the first time in my life, and Jake Wolf from 72 feet.
Wow. How far were you?
I was like 3 steps outside the circle. It was the first time I ever threw the shot in 10 years of coming here and said, that's what I meant to do. Nice. And it did what I wanted it to do. And it was still outside the circle.
Well done. Well done. This is a great one to pick up.
86% par. 86% par. 8 players taking the bogey, so it's a hole where birdie feels like a hero, and there's been a lot of talk about can they push 13 back to make it a par 4?
And par feels like a 0.
Par you don't feel like anything. You just kind of...
Oh, it is a 0. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a +1 or -1. I see what you're saying. Go. You want to cover this one, bud?
I got you. Just get the giggles out. Hole 14 is a par 4, 800 feet monster. Up the hill, left to right. Left and right, pardon me, is out of bounds. Calvin's ripping over on a very fast disc to get very, very far. Ooh, over OB the whole way. Does it come back? Absolutely, it does.
Not just come back, it's all the way back to the middle.
This is just a boomer of a hole. This is a monster. It says 800, plays, I'd say 12.
Yeah, I mean,
No, not 12, probably 1100.
it's just the tee shot is everything you've got.
Yeah.
While trying to just obviously it's not that big of a gap that these guys are concerned about, but there is definitely some concerns. You can't just throw it completely willy-nilly because there's the new OB left and right. But it's essentially, for all intents and purposes, throw it as far as you can. And
Yes.
then you're essentially doing the same thing again.
I'm going back on what I said, another 100 feet. It plays 1,000 feet. That's
Yeah.
what it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was at 2, and then I went to 11, 12, it's right at 1,000. I'm sticking to that.
Yeah, I think you're not far off. It does require this second shot, even though it's only maybe 390, maybe 400 to the pin. I mean, 400 climbing 45 feet.
Like, Isaac throws
He smashes.
pretty good and pretty far. That's two well-thrown shots, and he's not all the way to the top.
And Gannon is getting on a par streak that's starting to annoy him. Ricky, he's got the height. He just doesn't quite have the distance carry with the height. Although he does kind of crash up there in long distance putting territory. I think he might have a C2 look, but it's going to be obstructed.
You know, the thing with Ricky is I think he throws farther than everybody on the tour on the course.
That is ridiculous.
That
Just
was
go
a great
long.
shot.
What?
You know what I mean? As far as his pushing, his discs just push farther than people.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with you saying that.
I don't think even Calvin with there's certain shots that other people are better at, like Calvin with his gap hitting with the power. Mm-hmm. But if you have like a wide open hole,
Yeah, he's not giving anything up to the field.
oh, and I think there's nobody that's close.
Yeah.
Like remember the shot up the hill? Like he just on 10.
Here he is, obstructed. Look, off the right side cage, so close.
On 10 he just made it look so easy. He has mid-range in. You know?
Yeah.
And Calvin's like way short of that.
Yep. Calvin's, that makes sense. How on earth?
Off the rings it looked like.
Yeah, I don't like that miss. That was center. It wasn't left side. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's going to jump out, then jump back towards him. Why is it jumping out to the left side? You know, like that was over the rim. It was the back edge of the putter hitting the cage that pulled it out. It's just a weird miss.
It's a weird miss, but I don't think it was a great putt. You know, a little low.
Could have been a quarter inch higher, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. Kevin Jones 8 under through 14 holes. I don't know how to quantify how good that is.
I don't know how to do that.
Hole 15, a huge par 4 from the top of the hill. Hyzering around the corner to set yourself up for a 400-foot low ceiling, potentially guarded on every side. Absolute monster of a par 4.
Here is Calvin throwing a Stockheiser
If
wide.
this skips, it's wonderful.
And that
it
is
skips.
so good.
Maybe a shortened run-up.
Now you see how that was kind of slow to get there? Watch when Rick throws. The thing's just going to be like, ooh, this is an Anheuser. This better be overstable.
It's not going to be overstable enough.
Oh, no. Yeah, anything coming out on Anheuser down this hill.
It stays.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah, Isaac's going to be in a lot of trouble.
See, that's just like a baby little flick. And I think he's going to be right around where Calvin was. Well, no skip.
Oh, he's well short, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to compare him to like a Calvin. Like, you show him versus anyone else.
17. Let's compare. Oh, they all go Heiser. Never mind. I wanted to see the big Annie, kind of deal.
Well, they might go straight. I've seen a lot of players go.
Really?
Yeah. But Gannon off to the left side. He's made it around the corner, but it's going to be a long way from the pin.
Here's Rick. Too high. Catches the shrubs. This will probably be in the left, which is the only thing is you got to have spotters. because you can lose that.
So easy. This course is very well known for being the quickest place to lose a disc.
Well, for a couple years there, they took the rough down too. Like it was all just kind of mowed, and now we're seeing it again as this one is a little too turned over there off to the right. But they took after the last couple of years, the shrubs have grown up again, and so you're seeing those fairways kind of aligning with the bad rough.
What you're seeing is a lot of the back nine producing a ton of pars and some bogeys, just exactly like we thought we'd see.
Yep.
That's that's just what you're going to see on this card, on every single card.
Isaac pitches out to this spot.
Leaves himself, I would say, in the 380, maybe 400 range, and just puts it below bullseye from there. Beautiful throw.
Too much Annie. This one's getting a little flippy for him.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing Isaac just lace that shot for the par, Calvin knew the line and just didn't execute.
Oh, looked pretty dang good there.
And Calvin,
when your back's turned to
you didn't do it. Oh, almost did it though.
Almost did it.
And actually, kind of nice that he didn't hit anything now that it's not in, because you can see that slope is an absolute heartbreaker at times. What a par save from Isaac. I mean, is that not this back nine? A heroic par save and then a great drive turned into a messed up par save.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is the exact story you're seeing unfold in so many different ways.
And today on Paul's Pooper Scooper, we're going to move into hole 16.
Let me go ahead and give Eagle, Simon, and Cole Redolland the credit for being the only 3 players in the field with the birdie. A lot of holes that have less than 5 or 6 birdies on this back nine, but Paul continued to scoop away.
Yeah, we're scooping up onto hole 16, par 3, 396. This is changed.
It's a fantastic hole by itself.
It's changed to an island. It starts here.
Why?
Really hard.
Why a 396 island when you have so many things guarding the fairway? It's not our job to question, but I have to question as a player. I get confused in my roles.
Maybe because they're sick of watching Calvin pure everything. And he does it again.
It's short. It's 45
You'll
feet.
take it, though.
Oh, he's in bounds. Yeah, he's in bounds.
It's rare to see pars on this hole at this point with the change, but that's going to be a par. Well, or a birdie, obviously.
It's actually really interesting because remember how we were talking about hole 8 being 33, 33, and 34?
Bunch of everybody bars.
Hole 16 is the exact same spread. I've never seen 2 holes that played almost the exact same. Wow. In fact, 8 players with a double bogey. That's the exact same. Ricky going just a beat. Now, it's an optional drop zone.
Yes.
So Ricky will be able to take it to that spot right there.
Such a shame, though. Beautiful shot. Not rewarded. Got to put on the brakes here, though. We know that. Just like that.
Okay, so it was actually 10 players with a double bogey on 8 and only 8 players with a double bogey on 16. But other than that, 33, 33, and 34 are all the exact same.
Calvin hasn't made a long one yet. And he's due. He's due.
How many putts have we seen him hit cage on C2 this round? He's been so all over the scoring opportunity.
This year.
That was a weird make.
Yeah. Well, you saw Calvin kind of plop off of him, and then
that looked lower than Calvin.
Yeah, and then he gets the in.
And Ricky, that's the typical mad pick up the mini scoop from Ricky. You see that when he's not happy about something, and
he's on a long par streak as well. Very long.
Yep. In fact, I think Stat Mando came in and said that 5 tied his season long for consecutive pars in a row this season. So Ricky's at that mark, or maybe he's at 6 right now.
Let's see.
6 in a row. So this is currently his longest par streak of the season. Kevin Jones through 16, still 8 under, leading the way. Eagle McMahon right there behind him, going into the toughest stretch in the course, 17 and 18, third most difficult, followed by the most difficult hole in the final. Nothing's really changed here with 17. It's just always been hard. You're going to see a combination of backhand and hyzer and big hyzer tee shots, trying to stay in that narrow stretch of land as it winds up.
Oh, too heavy on the anhyzer. This is what you'll see typically. He's got to miss a big bush over there.
Yeah, that bush is that is a tough bunker.
You normally see the hyzer from the really long throwers, but Gannon's going to go with the low penetrating backhand, and this one looks really good.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky lie with that bush there. He'd love to be another 3 feet off that.
Oh, and Calvin is going straight, my fave. Zing. Oh, that's going to be over by Gannon.
It's still zinging.
Mm-hmm. More stable.
Oh,
I remember when I said by
zinging.
Gannon. And then he's 150 past.
Oh, gosh, what a drive.
Yeah, and Ricky's going hyzer. I like the height for the hyzer.
Yeah, needs to stay high. Otherwise, you're going to see this probably hyzer over that bush there. Yes. Now, if that's lower, that bush gobbles almost everything up. And I'm telling you, you're looking at an instant bogey from in there. Isaac's just got a little awkward, like half throw, just to try to get back into position. That's a really good shot to keep it in the middle from there. He'll be in that 330 range to the pin.
Yep. And if you're a little higher on Ricky's shot, you're out of bounds left. So it's very tough hyzer. It's not just like a bailout hyzer. I'm going to throw the safe shot.
Totally. And Ricky catching that right side guardian up there. It's going to be an awkward putt. But he's up there in 2. You like that. Kirk Cousins likes that. It's a quote some of our fans will know it.
That's a nice little hyzer. That's going to be a long putt up the hill, but good to kind of clean up the mess, get up there, stay away from the bushes on the right. Is this hyzering?
Needs it to get underneath. Okay, he's got that look for the par. It's not too bad.
With his putting skills, I think we should be safe.
Yep, and he won the inside C1 battle.
He did, against 2 killers.
Calvin made this hole look annoyingly easy. Still has a 27-foot putt for the birdie.
Who do you think just makes the most 20-footers in a row if you just put them right there? Oh, my goodness. Look at that.
What a putt.
That was not 20 feet, people. How far was that,
That's
Jerm?
41 feet and 8 inches over the hillside and in perfectly.
So plays like 50?
Yeah. I mean, just like on these hillsides today with how slick everything is, you just feel like gravity's pulling you down. So it's just awkward to get the balance right.
Yeah. Ricky with another tricky C2.
That is going to continue adding to his personal record.
So you put...
I think Prime Macbeth is making the most 22-footers in the world.
No, what about right now?
Right now, at this current
You're just like, no win, no nothing, go. It's probably going to be a lot of putts in a row, for sure.
Who do you think? It's hard to say.
I don't know. It's a great question.
What an incredible, another heroic par save for Isaac.
Yep.
That is both on 15 and 17.
Maybe like a Matt Bell.
Out of position. Maybe Corey Ellis.
Yeah, that's a good point. And spit outs don't count.
Yeah. No bogeys for our entire card through the back 9. That is unbelievable. Really, it is. You're not going to see another card without at least one player taking some number in the red. As we're looking at the new 18, up the hill, around the corner. Let's go past this basket another 150 feet. It's just impossibly far.
It's a whole hole past the FPO basket.
This is a heavy on the turn. Oh, he's going roller. Oh boy. Okay, well, this is how you break this hole down. You throw a roller to the top of the hill and don't go long OB, and now you have, I don't know, 340 foot forehand into the pin.
Calvin hits the gap perfectly through the branch.
What?
That'll work.
Okay, guys, folks at home, you do not see drives up there. Okay, just let's put that out there. That's not how this hole's played. This is more common.
Sit.
It's going to be heavy anhyzer. It's going to scoot and roll out to the left side a little bit, but there's going to be almost nothing from there. That's how the hole's played. Ricky going heavy anhyzer. That is coming back. Oh my gosh, matrix move and OB long. But my goodness, avoiding the guillotine is our audience out here. Look at it, let me pick up my phone. I just dropped that. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mom. I was getting Ricky's disc thrown at my face.
Terrifying experience.
That was a very casual, hey man, sorry about that. What were you saying? Isaac around the corner, but still has work to do to save the par. Ricky from 360, he's got that for his par. I can't imagine too many players have put themselves in a position to go OB off the tee and still save par.
Yeah,
that's
very good
insane.
Point.
Gannon just low.
Too low.
Needs a skip.
Well, it's very stable.
Yep. And he just made a putt longer than that on the prior hole, or maybe around that range. And look at this. Calvin's got this forehand for a chance to get 5 under, which is an outstanding score.
A slow start for him, too. It was kind of getting beat by a bunch on the front 9 by these guys.
Bogey's hole 1, hits the cage on 12 putts.
Yep. Half spitter on a few holes back on.
Yeah, back on 14.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing was nearly all the way down. Isaac's going to scramble for another par. These guys are obviously battling daylight as Gannon just misses that long birdie bid.
2 weeks in a row, lead card battling. Well, I guess this is a featured card, not necessarily a lead card.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's the first round of a tournament, as Ricky does save the par. But these guys earned this card, as we mentioned in the front 9.
Yeah,
These are the top 4 players
Mm-hmm.
in the Disc Golf Pro Tour season.
Very good putt there. Isaac for par. Whole lead card doesn't bogey on the back.
That's really unfathomable.
Well, that's why they're leading in the points race. This is a great birdie if he can knock it down.
Jeez,
yeah, and he can.
goodness.
That's 5 under par.
I truly am shocked by seeing 9 players able to pick up the birdie. 9 on this hole is about 8 more than I thought we'd see. I thought we might see 1, maybe 2, 3 if players are playing really well, just because it is such a difficult addition with the OP being as tight as it is. But Eagle McMahon was one of those players, and he got to 8 under to tie Kevin Jones' hot start. No players at 7, no players at 6, but an absolute slew of 5 unders going all the way down to 4th card, I believe. Players out there just 5 under is extraordinary here at D-Glow.
I agree. I mean, this place is playing super tough. I was curious to see what the scores would be. I was predicting 7s across the board might take it down, and I think that's going to be pretty close. But with the weather getting better, I'm curious to see if somebody can push that 10 to 12 under mark. I didn't think it was possible.
I don't want to say it.
Every single tournament, we say that all of a sudden. we were 100% wrong, and people are pushing the limits of our game.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think double digits is possible with the skill set and with the way that these guys like these open courses. I think it's possible. I also think that if we do that, we're going to see one of those rounds that's going to be very special for these players. But playoff event number 1, round 1 is in the books. We have 3 more rounds to go here at D-Glow, and like we said, we've got 3 pins that will be changing in rounds 2 and 3, and then we will return to the same exact lineup for the 4th and final round here in Milford, Michigan for the 2023 Discraft Great Lakes Open presented by Grip 6. We'll see you for round 2.